In this video, I'm going to share with you guys step by step exactly on how to find a product and launch it on Amazon and some tips that you can take and pretty much start implementing today. So those of you that don't know who I am, my name is Bashar Khatun, and I'm the founder of BJK University, an education company with a mission to impact 1 million lives. So just before we get into the specifics and everything, I just want you to understand one thing, is that in order for you to start a business, you need to invest money. But you personally do not need to have the money in order for you to invest the money. When I first started, I was $150,000 in debt. What I did is I used OPM, other people's money. I simply borrowed money from other people to invest in the business and I paid them back. You can either do something like that, or you can even have someone invest in your business and in your idea in order for you to go and grow that idea or that business, right? And what that would be is simply like, hey, look, I've got a business which I believe is going to be worth, $50,000 or $100,000 or $200,000 or whatever, and I can sell you a piece, and that piece costs X, and make sure X can fund the business so that it can get to the number that you're trying to do. Keep reinvesting the profits until you get to the number, and then simply can start splitting profits. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to share my screen and walk you guys through exactly step by step on what I do to find products, what categories, what criteria, and just simply everything, how to do product research and so on. So I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen, and then let's get it right into it. So the very first thing that you want to do is you want to have a tool. You want to have something that's going to help you simply sell on Amazon, right? And for us, it's called Helium 10. That's what we use. Now, before you start, you want to figure out two things. Number one, how much money you have to invest, and number two, what marketplace you're going to be selling in, right? So the very first thing is, how much money do I have to actually invest in this business? So what you want to do is you want to, again, as I mentioned earlier, if you have the money, great. If you don't, you can either use OPM by borrowing money or by having an investor. For the sake of this example, we're just going to say we have about $10,000 to invest in this business, right? So now that's the very first piece of the puzzle. It's been solved. The second piece is, what marketplace am I going to be selling in? Amazon has 19 different marketplaces. Now, Helium 10 doesn't support all of them, but it supports most of them. For the sake of this video, we're going to say that we're going to be selling in Amazon.com, which is USA, right? So then what I'm going to do is the third thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to figure out what categories that I want to sell in. For me personally, these are the categories that I like, and you should take those down and make sure that you search in those as well. So it's baby, beauty and personal care, health and household, home and kitchen, industrial scientific, kitchen and dining, office products, pet supplies, sports and outdoors, and that's it. I'm going to select those. Now, minimum revenue. I want to make sure that the product does not make less than $20,000 per month, but also does not make more than $40,000. And the reason being is because if you have $10,000 to invest in products, usually your product cost should be about 25% of your sell price. So your 10,000 should generate 40,000. Now, the reason why I'm capping it at 40, because I don't want products that are generating 100, 150,000, because I don't have enough money to launch them successfully and achieve the kind of success that I want, right? So it's not the better, the merrier. It's not that, right? But I also don't want something that's below 20,000. Price, you can either mess with this or you can just leave it alone, because if I find a product that sells for 70 bucks, but say sells, let's do the math. So 40 divided by 70, that sells, say, 500 units a month. Okay, well, I'm going to make my, I'm going to make my 40,000. If I find another product that sells for $25, that means it needs to sell 1,600 units, but I'm still going to make my 40,000. So it doesn't matter the price. I'm not really too worried about it, but I don't want a price below $20, right? Because anything below $20, the profit margins are going to be slim, and it's going to be kind of difficult to make a profit. Now, the other thing that I'm going to do is reviews. Reviews for me, I'm going to make sure that my competitors don't have more than 300 reviews, right? Anything else I'm really not going to touch. You can go and kind of get a little more creative and say, okay, I don't want anything big, or I don't want anything small or whatever, and go to the advanced searches. But usually I'll start here, and I'll only change my searches as I can or cannot find products. As I'm going through and I'm just researching and researching and researching, and I simply cannot find products, that's when I'm going to stop, retract back, and then simply go out there and then start finding, start messing around with my criteria. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to simply hit search, and I'm going to start going through my products, right? What is that? So legs massager with heat. Okay. Usually I don't do anything electronic. I don't do anything medical. because you're going to need special approvals, and then there's problems with the okay, artwork. This is cool. This could be something. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to click here, and it's going to open up. All right, so this is a Monopoly artwork. All right, so then what I'm going to do is I'm going to, so let's say I like this product and it matches my criteria. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to find the top keyword that this product can be searched under. Meaning, this name is their brand name, so I'm not going to use this. Okay, inspirational wall artwork Monopoly. Okay, so inspirational wall art. So this is probably the biggest keyword. I'm going to go here and I'm going to make sure that it says all departments, and I'm going to type it here. Okay, it doesn't need to be exactly the Monopoly one. It could be anything, right? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to run this thing called Helium 10 extension. And I want to look at all of the numbers and then just simply look at how much are they making and how is this product. Okay, so it goes anywhere from 16 to, to 60. Also, the revenue, remember I said I don't need anything less than 20,000, but it's actually not bad, right? It's not terrible. And let's look at reviews. In reviews, remember when I said I want 350? So what I want to do is I want to make sure that top 10, at least 4 of them do not have more than 350. So as you can see here, only really 2 of them have more than 300, and everyone else is lower. So really it's a pretty good product. I'm actually surprised we found a product this fast. So this is actually a pretty good product, right? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to a website called Alibaba.com. And then what I want to do is I want to take the same keyword and then simply put it here. And then I'm going to simply start going down and then see what I can see. This is the same exact one as the Monopoly one. Okay, let's go back to, let's see how much it was. Okay, so look at this. This is $375 and you can buy it for $9. Okay, well, this is shipping. So you can buy it for $9, but that doesn't sound right. It's too big of a gap for it to, it probably dimensions. Okay, here's $15. All right. So it's probably dimensions are different, right? And do you see all these, like, look at this, this is cool. Like, look at this, look at all these different ones, right? It's pretty awesome. So you could simply go out there and even maybe create your own thing. So you could go to Alibaba.com and then simply find a manufacturer who can manufacture the same exact product for you. Or maybe you found a picture online, or maybe you go to Google and then you put, inspirational wall art. And then maybe you start getting inspiration from websites. Another thing that I, like, look at this, that's pretty cool. Like what I do is I like to go to Etsy and then try to get inspiration from Etsy and then see what Etsy has. And maybe it'll give me some inspiration that, that isn't existing right now. Or maybe I'll go to Pinterest and then I'm gonna see if I'm gonna get inspiration as well, right? And then try to, because the goal here is, if you go here and then you put this, you're going to see that there's a bunch of different ones. So what you want to do is you want to create a differentiation. You want to create something that makes you stand out from the competition. Like, see, this is something that I would do because this is a quote that I simply keep next to my bed, next to my desk, right? So this is probably something I would personally do. And then maybe you could even find the same thing, but simply create it in different like sizes or different styles. Like you could take something like this, and then instead of it being like this, you can make it in a different size canvas or a different style canvas. Maybe you could make it something like that. Maybe you could do something like this. And you can simply get a little creative. Another thing to differentiate what you can do is you can go to Amazon and to different marketplaces. So because you are selling in the USA, right? What you can do is you can go to other marketplaces and try to get inspirations from people in those marketplaces, right? And then see what they have and get inspiration from there. So that way you can bring that, because it's all about creating a differentiation, standing out. You can go to Australia, you can go to this other marketplace, that marketplace, right? And then maybe create your own stuff, right? And then once you find something, then you want to go to your supplier and then start talking to them and say, hey man, I want to make this many of this, and you want to order at least 300 units. You want to negotiate with them. And a couple tips for suppliers: you never want to make a sound that you are the owner. You always want to make sure that you're presenting yourself as just the representative of this company. The reason being is if they ever come back to you with a quote you don't like, you just simply say, hey, I'm gonna go talk to my manager. You can go back to your manager, which is yourself, and say, hey, sorry, we can't do this. I need a better price, right? And then you want to create better relationships with your suppliers, because we literally now have a supplier, one of our suppliers, that like that sources all of our products, right? And they simply go out there and find all of our products. Another tip for when manufacturing your product, you want to make sure that you get door-to-door DDP prices, meaning they're going to manufacture, they're going to ship it directly to Amazon's warehouse and everything, and they're going to give you that price. So you want your DDP price, manufacturing, all taxes, fees, shipping, everything included, to be 25 to 35% of your sell price. Meaning, if you're going to sell for 50, you want your price to be $12.50, but not more than $17.50. Right? Because now you've got enough margins for you to figure out how much Amazon is going to charge you, and so that you can actually make at least a 25% healthy profit. Okay. The other thing, what you want to do is you want to go to a tool called FBA Calculator, and then what you want to do is you want to figure out one of those. Let's say you figured, okay, I want to probably sell this one. You want to grab their ASIN number, which is right here at the top in the link, or at the bottom right over here, ASIN number, and then you put it right here. And what this is going to tell you, how much Amazon is going to charge you in FBA fees. So it's asking you for dimensions. So it's 12 by 0.75, 12 by 0.75 by 18. Item price, let's just say you're going to sell it for $25. And then, I'm sorry, you always want to put under Amazon fulfillment. So you're going to sell it for $25 and then ship to Amazon. So this is your DDP price. And this could be, say, it's going to be, let's say $7.50. You always want to make sure this is one, and then that's it. Don't put anything else, and then calculate. So now it's going to tell you that you're going to profit after Amazon fees and everything, $8.27. Now let's just say that this product is selling 300 units a month times $8.27. That's about $2,400. That's not too bad. Am I saying you're going to profit $2,400? No, but I'm saying if that's the case, then that's not too bad, right? So now you've found a product, you found a supplier, you figured out how much your cost is going to be, and you're ready to simply go to the next step, which is creating your listing, creating your photography, creating your package, and then simply shipping your product over to Amazon. So what you want to do is you want to go to a website called Fiverr.com, and then you want to find someone who's going to create create photos for you, right? So you can go to, let's see here, Amazon product photos. Okay. So sometimes your supplier will have photos or can take brand new photos. Or what you do is you can find someone on Alibaba or on Fiverr who you can ship your product to, and they will actually take professional photos and edit them for you, right? So that way you can have professional photos like these ones, unless if you have someone someone local in your area who can do it, or maybe we've had some of our students that actually do it themselves, right? They just take photos themselves. And then what you want to do is you want to create a description just like this. Usually what we do is we simply take our keyword and then we grab the top 10 titles of the top 10 competitors, and that's how we create our title, our description, and our product features. And our product features, this is product description, and then this is product features. And if your product has something special, then you want to add that as well, right? And then now what you want to do is you want to simply work with your suppliers so that way you can give them the exact address that's going to, where they're going to send the product to Amazon's warehouse, right? So what you want to do is you want to simply go to your Amazon's account, and you want to create what is called a shipping plan, where you simply put all of your information and your supplier's information, so that way you can generate an actual address, an exact address where your product is going to be shipped to, and then you give that address to your supplier so that way they can ship your product directly from their warehouse to Amazon's warehouse. And then the way you do that, once you are inside of your Seller Central account, you simply go to inventory, manage inventory, you click on the product itself, and you go to send replenish inventory. You end up in this page, and that's when you insert all of the information, and then you go from there. Now, once that is set up and then your product is being shipped from Amazon's warehouse or from the supplier's warehouse to your warehouse, then what you want to do is you want to create what is called PPC campaigns, pay-per-click campaigns. And that's where you can, advertise your product so that way your customers could actually see what is going on and start buying it. A few things that I do is I set up a manual campaign, a automatic campaign, and then for the manual campaign, I create what is called a discovery campaign, which is I take my top 20 keywords and I simply put them in that manual discovery campaign, so that way Amazon can go and find sellers or find buyers for those specific keywords. But I'll also create an automatic campaign, so that way I give Amazon money and I just simply say, hey, I want you to simply go out there and find me customers that you believe could buy this product. And then when customers come and buy my product using those keywords, I take those keywords and put them in my manual campaign and simply start dumping more money on them. So this is pretty much the gist of how to find a product, source a supplier, ship it to Amazon, create campaigns, advertising campaigns, and then also make sure that you have professional photos and a professional listing, right? Now, obviously there's other parts to this entire system and how it works. And then, sometimes you fall into, different obstacles and ups and downs, and you want to be prepared for all that. You want to make sure that you know exactly where you're going and what is going on. And this is where, having a system and having a community that is there for you to make sure that they uplift you and that they support you in every single step of the way, they give you the entire blueprint, really comes in handy. And that's where BJK University can do that for you. And if you want to see how we can help you, there's a link below this video that'll take you to a short presentation that'll break down to exactly what BJK University is, how it works, and how it can help you. Outside of that, I hope to see you in the next video. Have a great day. Take care.